Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm taking a look at a fragrance that I did not really have much interest in when it first came out, but here we are. Ralph Lauren Polo Earth. I guess the main reason I wasn't really interested in this very much is because fragrances that came before this one that were trying to do something similar to it really sucked. Talking about fragrances like Chrome's Under the Pole or Nautica Oceans. Because you see, this fragrance is made with 97% natural origin ingredients, which doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. It's just historically, as designer houses have tried to come out with fragrances and present them as this fantastic natural alternative to your more standard fragrances, they've been horrible. Like really, you get the idea, terrible. So in today's video, I will show you guys the presentation of this one. I'll break it down for you and let you know what I think about it. Let's jump into it. So this one I got from FRAGBUY.ca. I'll link in the description in case you want to check it out. Also, of course, link FRAGBUY. Awesome discounter based up in Canada in the Great White North. They got designer fragrances, indie fragrances, niche fragrances, and they also have a loyalty program. So if you spend a lot of money, you get sprays, and then you can use those for coupons. So yeah, FRAGBUY rocks, and I scooped it from there. First off, why don't we check out presentation. So here we have the box. You have the name of the house, the name of the fragrance, the size and concentration on the front there. It's an eau de toilette. On one side, it says that it includes 7 sustainably sourced ingredients: bergamot, lavender, mandarin, Turkish rose, sage, vetiver, geranium. On the other side, it lets you know that it's a refillable bottle and that the packaging is made with recycled paper. RL up top, like RL Stein. And on the bottom, your badge code is 22UD0SE. And here's the bottle. Actually, I really like the way it looks, surprisingly so. It's very simple, but I think it looks good. You have a sticker on there with the name of the house, name of the fragrance. The cap is wooden, has a little RL on top of the cap, and then a sticker on the bottom with your batch code. Also a little RL on top of the atomizer. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it out for you so you can see how it works. So as I said, guys, I did not have high hopes for this one. Historically, fragrances of this style, of this ilk that have come out have really poor performance. They don't last long at all. And sometimes they don't really smell like much of anything. Looking at you, Nautica Oceans. But maybe that's not quite as bad as RO Chrome Under the Pole, which I mentioned before, because when you spray that on yourself, it ends up looking like a sticky, white, milky substance has been left on your skin. And it's pretty gross. And it legitimately does just make your skin sticky wherever it dries. Thankfully, this doesn't do that, so we're already off to a better start. So when you first spray Polo Earth on, I think it actually smells freaking awesome. I love the opening to this thing. It has neroli and a lot of it. It's green, it's very fresh, it's kind of soapy and clean. You also have petitgrain in there, you got mint, multiple citruses. It's very fresh, very refreshing, eye-opening, just a perfect fragrance for springtime or summer when it's hot outside and you want something that's gonna have you just smelling clean and nice and well put together. It immediately reminded me in the opening of multiple other fragrances that I own that I also like a lot. Neroli Portofino, Varvatos Artisan Pure, even a little bit of Mugler Cologne, kind of like a mixture of those three fragrances. It's not as rich as Mugler Cologne. It's a little bit lighter than that one, but still similarity with that neroli. Really like the way it smells in the opening. 2 thumbs up. The more uplifting part of that freshness in the opening starts to fade away pretty quickly. So that like more citrusy part of neroli, that fades away. And then it starts to be, instead of a green citric white floral fragrance, more just a concentration on the white florals and more florals in under that. Rose, geranium, ylang-ylang even, those start to come out a little bit. I do wish that the citrus stuck around longer. I know citrus notes, they don't stick around typically. They don't last all that long. When they do, it's like an act of God. You just go, what have I done to be blessed with this long-lasting citrus? But yeah, it's par for the course. The citrus doesn't last for very long and it becomes more floral focused than you might expect it's going to be when you first spray it on. Because a lot of guys, they don't mind too much neroli and orange blossom because those have that like I said, citric kind of feel to them. They have that citrusy scent profile. And that green that you get from the mint and petitgrain really helps keep it firmly unisex in the opening. As it heads through the mid, it starts to lean a little bit feminine though, and the mid is my least favorite part of the fragrance. The opening I like a lot. The mid, not really super keen on, honestly. Not that it smells terrible, it's just it loses a lot of that pop that the opening has so well. So yeah, it's a white floral leaning slightly feminine as it heads through the mid, but not a big deal, still unisex. As you head into the dry down, you get a faint, and I mean faint, woodiness that settles in, a little bit of vetiver, a little bit of cedar, and that gives a little bit of a juxtaposition, a little bit of a counterbalance to the florals. So the dry down I think is fine, and it leans right back into firmly unisex territory at that point. So what I'm saying is you have to be comfortable wearing unisex fragrances, especially and specifically ones that have a big focus on white florals. As long as you're okay with that, you'll be okay with this one. And in terms of performance, thankfully it's better than Nautica Oceans and better than Chrome Under the Pole. As far as longevity goes, I would say it's average off my skin, 5 hours, 6 hours or so. Nothing great. Where it does struggle is the projection. The projection is on the weaker side. It seems like it'll be okay at first when you get that big blast off the top, but once this settles into the mid, it sits pretty close to your skin. So you can pick it up if you get really close and give it a whiff for a number of hours after you sprayed it on, but it's not really the type of fragrance that's going to project very much. It makes a good casual fragrance for spring or summer. It'd be a decent office fragrance as well. It's not offensive at all. It's not loud. It doesn't project much. So if you wanted something that sits a little close to the skin, that smells clean, very approachable, it would work for that. Going to be more of a daytime scent, obviously, spring and summertime, not fall, not winter. And do I think I was right in almost writing it off before I ever smelled it? No, I don't think so. This one is actually much better than the ones that came before it as far as a fragrance trying to pull this off. You see this a lot right now, fragrances with refillable bottles, which is good. Anything that cuts down on waste, that's fine. And you see them touting on the side about how the cap in the box is made with recyclable ingredients or recycled ingredients. And that's gravy too, but it's almost like, if you're gonna do this, why not just roll it out across the whole everything instead of just making one fragrance and being like, hey guys, here's the fragrance that we did that's good for the earth. This one, can we get brownie points? We did this one. Do you see the box? This is recycled cardboard paper, recycled paper. It's cool. I'm not trying to take shots really. It's just, I don't know if you're supposed to say, hey, great job doing that, and then forget about all the other stuff they're making. Like, you know, I'm just busting chops. Ignore me. It's a fragrance I like. I could see myself reaching for this on, like I said, spring or summer days where I just want something that kind of smells like it would go with a white button-up shirt and khakis or chinos or something. It's like that type of fragrance. It's not anything that blows me away. There are a lot of other fragrances done in this style that last longer, that have a little more oomph, that have a little more of an evolution, a little more going on, a lot of little mores that maybe add up to a lot more, but it's not too bad. I enjoy the fragrance, even if the opening is my very favorite part. On the whole, it's a pretty good one. So Polo Earth should not have written it off. It's better than I thought it would be. Could use a little more push, a little more projection, maybe a little more depth, but for what it is, it does it really well. A good casual and low-key office fragrance. If you guys have smelled Polo Earth, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Like I said, I've got it linked also in case you want to check it out. Thank you for hanging with me here today. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.